A major court victory for Broncos running back Melvin Gordon today, as the two DUI charges against him were dismissed by both the Denver District Attorney Mary Krenzen, she's the Deputy District Attorney, and also Judge Olympia Fay. This came at Gordon's disposition hearing in Denver court. 9 News was observing that virtual press conference. Mary Krenzen, again, the Deputy District Attorney, said they had to dismiss the DUI charges because there were issues with the police stop, and they thought a lot of the evidence would have been suppressed in that case. The blood, Melvin Gordon, back on October 13th, late on a Tuesday night during the Broncos' bye week, or coming off their bye week, was pulled over for going 71 and a 35 and in a Denver street and near Spear and First Avenue, I do believe. And but anyway, he was administered. He refused a breathalyzer. He was administered a field sobriety test. The police said he did not pass that test satisfactorily, so they did arrest him at that point, and a blood test was administered, but that has all been suppressed. And because all of that was suppressed, the district attorney's office could not go forward with charges. So because here's the big thing about this. Because Melvin Gordon is not facing DUI charges, he is not confronting a 3-game suspension to start the season from the NFL for violating its substance abuse policy. That is the automatic discipline from the NFL on DUI charges. Even had he pled to a lesser charge on that, he would have been subject to that 3-game suspension. But those charges completely dismissed. He also does not have his guarantees in his contract voided. He is to make $7 million this year. $4.5 million in base salary was fully guaranteed. Now that will not be voided. He gets that $4.5 million. Because he gets the $4.5 million, the Broncos can't release him, and or at least can't release him without paying $4.5, which is highly unlikely. He also gets $2 million for reporting to training camp. He'll make $7 million all told. So Melvin Gordon, a big win. It highly likely means he'll be a Broncos running back this year, along with Philip Lindsay, who will be tendered a contract as an RFA. However, the league can still do its own investigation, and the league did have its own security person observing the court. That was Michael Rankin of NFL Security. He observed, along with 9 News, in the courtroom today, Judge Olympia Fay's courtroom, and it's just highly unlikely because the DUI charges have been dismissed. He did get a reckless driving charge, and that was to speeding, and that was specifically to a speeding charge. He was clock going 71 and a 35. Melvin Gordon accepted a reckless charge. He had to pay $479 and a fine and a court costs. Now that he's getting that $7 million, I'm sure he would gladly pay that fine. And then he has 12 hours of community service. He did that and then some during the season through the Broncos charity groups. And he gets 8 points on his driver's license, docked on his driver's license instead of the customary 6 for going 25 plus over the speeding limit. And the reason why Judge Fay said it's an 8-pointer, not a 6-pointer, is because she deemed him a habitual speeding offender. So have not looked into Gordon's traffic history, but apparently he's got a couple other speeding tickets. But the big thing is the DUI charges have been dismissed, and a big victory for Melvin Gordon. Without the plea, it means he very well, highly likely will be the Broncos running back at $7 million. He got a 2-year, $16 million deal last year. He collected $9 million last year when he rushed for 986 yards falling just short of that 1,000-yard milestone. This year, going to try it again. Looks like for $7 million. Melvin Gordon, most likely back with the Broncos. I did talk to Eric Nesbitt, his attorney. Eric Nesbitt did speak to 9 News after the charges were handed down, reckless charging down, and Eric Nesbitt, aware that the NFL can still conduct its own discipline, said that we feel the charges speak for themselves. The DUI charges have been dismissed. We don't think the league should impose any sanctions or discipline based on a reckless driving charge. As you know, the commissioner has a great deal of discretion under the collective bargaining agreement, but we feel confident with today's results there should not be any discipline imposed. We've confirmed with the NFLPA, that's the players union, on that and feel pretty good about it. So there you go. DUI charges against Melvin Gordon dismissed. He did get a reckless driving charge on his speeding ticket. But it looks like Melvin Gordon will be back with the Broncos at $7 million in 2021.